Compline. Week 6 of the 4th lockdown, the beginning of August, under steel clouds which selfishly withhold their rain. You are sick of playing chess alone in your room in the rectory, listening to the clicking of the traffic crossings, clicking so the blind can find them. But no one told them that curfew is 8 p.m. Scrolling on your phone in your chair by the window, you glance up to see, in the corner park on the other side of the street, the schizo from the free Wednesday lunch, zipping and unzipping his tent flap like a child who has just discovered how it works. The playground equipment is adorned with red and white police tape and a big corflute declaring the park closed. Standing at the radiator, lifting a dumbbell, window, radiator, dumbbell, and back again, the same night after night. Father Aeran on the couch with his glass of wine. Alfred in the next room, posting Lord knows what online in between endless sets of push-ups, and Francisco across the hall, constantly on the phone with his family in Colombia. It's all you can do to focus on a page or two of the Rule of Benedict, essential for curates, that Father Aeran gave you. A story pops up on your phone about politicians caught at a party near the Parliament building, breaking their own rules. Dan in the chat group says, "Everyone else will be fine. Diseases can't jump species like that." You had been racking your brain, trying to come up with a way to have a party, or at least a gathering. Plenty are willing to come, but no one to host. Seeing the story, your background rage bubbles up like a crude oil strike from an inexhaustible seam, spouting high into the air. Action must be taken. Fear is a sin. And then it hits you like an idea for a story cascading out all at once from somewhere above you. The choir vestry, the perfect place. It's tucked away on the opposite side of the church. All you would have to do is go out the side door of the rectory, walk behind the church, and then discreetly open the gate to allow guests in off the street. Once you're in there, the space is generous, high-ceilinged and wood-floored. It will hold you all. You won't even be technically leaving your living space. If guests arrive one by one, no one will notice. Not that anyone would be out and about at that time of night anyway. You could even have some music. There were security cameras installed after the Christ statue in the memorial garden was toppled, but there would be no reason for anyone to check them. It would be a nice, mature gathering. Father Aeran would never know. Did not St. Benedict write that God often reveals what is better to the younger? Jesse is the most keen, and if he shows up, others will too. The messages go out to Carlo, Luke, James, and Dan, all of whom can hold their liquor. Alfred and Francisco? No, they would be too much of a liability. Best to keep secrets outside the household. Saturday at about 10 o'clock, subject to Father Aeran's bedtime, is the appointed hour. The days fly by. After dinner, on that designated night, you sweep and mop the stairs as part of your weekly chores, assigned by Father Aeran. Normally, you hate this drudgery. Doing this manual work, contrary to what all the monastics say, brings out the free range of your emotions, self-pity to rage and back again, although really, what's the difference? It's always seemed pointless to clean things like stairs and floors. Windows and mirrors, yes, but things we tread upon, they will just get dirty again, often straight away from the footprints the cleaner leaves behind. But tonight, the anticipation carries you through. To get out the back door, you have to pass Father Aeran on the couch, slumped and twisted like a cooked lobster, watching TV with his glass of wine. This priest with boundless energy, who brought you into the church, who is so suited to his inner urban parish, able to converse with publicans and blue-haired, nose-pierced university students who came into the op shop. There he sits. You remember how in between lockdowns, one of the local publicans, an atheist from where? From Sweden, no less, allowed a Sunday mass in his beer garden because the rules stipulated that only 25 were allowed in places of worship, but 100 could gather in a pub. All on the back of the charisma of this set-apart man. You think of how he is inviting and welcoming without compromising on the essentials of belief. How he took the parish from dying to full in a few short years. How he did it without guitar masses for the old folks or coddling the young. How he always wears full clerical dress in a neighborhood where half the people would assume he's on his way to a costume party, and the other half would wear a look saying pedophile louder than any accusatory shout. How lightly he has carried it all. You remember the dinners with Alfred and Francisco, the gin and tonics, the belonging, the going across to the church together for Compline, how you had heard the snide remarks. Father Aeran is trying to build a monastery in his house. You think of how you wanted to follow in his footsteps as a soldier for Christ, illuminating the dead hordes of your city and country, how no better adventure could be imagined. What a waste of his gifts it seems now, to see him lying there reclining on the couch like a leftover chicken breast, churning through some corny detective comedy program. It is this waste of life, you tell yourself, that justifies your rage.